Welcome to Hey Clarity. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today we're doing a collective Akashic Records reading for the month of February. The questions that we're going to ask are, what's the overall energy for the month? What's the energy of the first week, second week, third week, fourth week? And then lastly, what's the most important message we need to know? Let's get into it. What's the overall energy of the month of February for the collective? They're saying like a hush, a stillness. Be listening, overwhelmed. Stillness. And I'm seeing like like they're saying frantically, like people feeling all the things that come up in places of stillness. And like, some people, when they sit in stillness, they feel lots of anxiety, like all their emotions and their mental stresses pop up and they just feel like they're in a burst. So they're saying frantically and stillness. But they're like, there's like a hush in the air. A need to be in observation mode, a need to be listening, a need to be observing, a need to be in stillness. And it's like what to do in that stillness, what you do when you are in stillness. Everybody's different. They're saying everything, everyone needs to be like self-observed, observing themselves. And they're showing like the word like self-absorbed and self-observed. We need to be, when we're overwhelmed, we need to be more self-observed, not absorbed. So if you think that going internally and spending the time with self is bringing up belief systems around selfishness or self-absorption, they're saying, correct this, that you need to be self-observed. We are in our heightened observation mode. We need to be safe and careful with what we do, what to do now, what to do next, what to do today, what to do tomorrow. They're like, not yesterday. There's something very much about being in the present moment, self-observing, and planning in the future, self-observing, almost like they're like self-observed for the future. Like, if, when I will do this, if, when I will do that. So we're very much, we're either aware of this need to be self-observed, or we're unaware of it and we're just very reactive. So people who do not have any self-awareness are causing problems. They're saying like massive, very negatively impactful problems. Those who are self-observing, self-aware, have self-belief systems, believing in themselves to be capable, to be in control of themselves. It is, they're saying, very imperative to be self-observed, to watch yourself closely, to guard yourself closely, to be very careful about how you interact and walk in the world. It's like who to be, who are you becoming, who are we becoming in this us versus them, who are they becoming, and who do you, like, there's this us versus them There's a lot of verses going on, they're saying. But it seems like they're saying it's right on time. And there are those who are going to be stepping up, leveling up, next level, and those who are going to be taking a step and falling down. There's nothing to stand on. Those who acquire self-awareness and self-observation will be stepping up. Stepping up. I see solid stairs to step on. It's almost like spiritual overload, they're saying. Like spirit is like overtaking like progressive moments and movements forward. So if you are careful with yourself and others, whatever you're doing in your life, there will be steps for you to step, solid ground to step on, to keep moving up and to keep going forward and upward. If you have no self-reflection, no self-awareness, and you're highly reactive, the steps you're trying to take, there will be no ground beneath your floor. You will fall. They're saying like spirited, in spirit, the spirited way, time's up. Time's up. And they're sharing this because they're like, the records are saying like we know who you are. We know which bracket you're in. And we want you to keep the faith, to trust in the divine timing, that those who are in this current of harmful reactivity and causing harmful ways of living, pain and suffering, they will drop. They're going to drop off. This is going to drop off. And they're saying for us to be patient with the timing and for us to continue moving forward and really get caught up in self-observation and self-realization. They're basically like prayer. They're like, pray, focus your intentions on maintaining your self-responsibility. Like, I have self-control. I'm aware of my emotions. And they're saying like most people like this are not reacting in a way that's harmful to others, right? There's a lot of self-control. And they're not saying like repressing, suppressing, self-oppression. You're not like holding in who you are, but you have safer like bursts and bouts and venting ways of getting your uncomfortable emotions and feelings out that are not harmful to others. You might have more artful or creative ways of doing so, or you have a great community, great family, great friendships. You have people, places to go. You go out into nature. You do things in a very healthful way, which is a very helpful way. So there's the reactive and the responsible. They're like responsibility to yourself and others. So like they're circling the word responsibility. What is your responsibility? What is your ability to respond like? And they're like, if you feel off the rails, which is normal right now, this is normalizing right now, this is the healthy reaction to, they're saying, the horrible ways of how things are going. They're like living. This is healthy that you're having these reactions. But if you feel like you're off the rails, they're saying go to bed, take a nap, go to sleep. Like to take care of yourself. Because I'm getting, no matter how you tend to yourself or care for yourself, you have a baseline of healing and support that happens when you're dreaming, when you're surrendered to your subconscious mind for various forms and ways of healing to come in. Your body, your higher self, your intuition, your spirit guides, your passed on loved ones, everything in the spiritual realm. It's a living, breathing thing that is coming to support you. So they're saying, like, worst case scenario, take a nap, go to sleep, call out sick, whatever, just like basically like let yourself just be surrendered to rest, to deep rest and recovery. And I'm seeing that like parts of us, like our higher selves, are almost like pulling us inward, pulling us home, pulling us to stay in our homes, our sanctuaries, or pulling us to the places where we feel safe and at home and nurtured. It's almost like I see like the ghost of us, like our spirit, our soul, and our bodies, like trying to be busybodies, go out in the world, and our soul is just like pulling us back, like, no, 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 come, come. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, rest, rest. You need to be rested. You need to be resting. Like, this is what needs to be happening with the human species right now. Come on in, take a rest, get some energy. Like, things are really horrific out there. And so if you feel this heavy, strong pull, every time you try to make a move and go out and do all the different things, it's pulling you back. And they're like day to day work, kids, family, like all the things, the errands, all things you have to run. Like, yes, like it's not like don't do all the things you need to do to like survive in the material world. But what they're saying is like, if you are feeling that pull, that heaviness, that weight, it's like really trying to hold you at home. Safe sanctuary. They're like, you need to be rested, to have the self-observation, to be more self-controlled, to be more able to respond, to have responsibility. Okay? So that's a big first message of the overall energy for February. I needed to hear that. There were so many topics I wanted to get into, and I'm like, let's just see what the month has ahead for us. The heaviness is normal. The heaviness is a natural, innate, intuitive reaction to the reality of what's been going on and what's incoming, what's coming. So we need to be rested for what's to come. We are aware of something incoming, and we're like intuitively bracing for impact. They're saying you don't want to be overtired and overwhelmed with what's to come. You need to be rested now for what's to come, because it's going to require a higher energetic level of you to show up for yourself, for your community, for your neighbors. So they're like, get rest now for what's incoming. Because it's going to be hard, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be harsh, it's going to be impactful. They're saying like revolutionary ways of being, revolutionary ways of living require creative ways of thinking. We need to be resourced, we need to be recovered, we need to be rested so that we can be at our very best when we need to creative problem solve, when we need to move around very differently than we're used to. And this is, they're showing the word warning, exclamation point. Self-observation is the key. You need to know your limits. You need to know your boundaries. You need to know how to stay safe, how to keep safe for what's incoming. Okay. Anything else? Can we just like, all right, first week. Not even in the first week. First week. What's the energy of the first week of February? Next. Worsening. The first week of February. Hold on. What's next is worsening, is what they're saying. Like something is decaying, something is rotting. We like see it, we smell it. It's like it's getting away from us. It's not really something we can grasp. It's almost like I see this like plague, this like sickness, this like rotting in the world, in the air. And it's like slipping through my fingers. Like we're realizing that like out there, there's only so much we can do. That's what slips through our fingers. But right here in this moment, in this room, in this home, in this neighborhood, on this street, in this town, in this city, in this state, like we have to come back home. We're being like, they're saying next is worsening, and we're being forced to focus on our immediate environments. Who's in front of us? How am I taking care of them? How am I taking care of me? How are we caring for each other? There's a hyper social element that's getting into formation everywhere, for everything, for everyone. And the need to be, I'm just seeing like a scene kind of slowly coming in closer. Like my view, my lens of life and the world is forcing me to bring it in closer, get closer, get closer. First, like, am I resourced? Second, who's next in my life that I want to check on? Are they resourced? And there's like this ripple effect. Are we resourced? Do we have what we need? If, comma, when, dot, dot, dot. If this happens, when this happens, dot, dot, dot. There's a lot of like planning and strategizing. Again, with the first week. They're just saying like next is worsening. And so we need to have creative solutions to the things that are incoming. The possibilities, they're saying the impossibilities, right? The impossibilities are suddenly possible, and they're like light bulb. There's something about the negative, the impossibilities becoming possible. That negative thing creates this ripple effect light bulb of, well, if that impossibility has become possible, negative, how about all these positive possibilities? And then we're like, light bulb, holy shit, all these wonderful things can happen. All these positive possibilities can happen. Sometimes we need to see the worst case scenario for the best case scenario to light up for us. So this is the creative problem solving. This is why we need to be resourced and rested and recovered and clear in order to not see that impossibility as like permanent. Because when something we thought was impossible becomes possible, same thing positive, right? Negative, positive. So these light bulb moments are happening. It's almost as if this dark pinpoint wound, like horrible darkness, had to happen to set off this chain reaction of these light bulb aha moments. Okay, well, like, let's start anew. You know, like our creative problem solving modes are happening, and we're getting like we're like brainstorming with spirit, like with each other, but with spirit, like whether you are connected to your mediumship or not, you're having these aha moments, and like spirit is like dropping stuff in your mind. Like your passed on loved ones are like, how about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? Dream state. Like if you have no connection whatsoever, these ideas, these feelings are coming into your subconscious and they pop up in your conscious mind while you're awake and walking around in your life. If you're connected and you have a very fluid communication, you can just sit and kind of brainstorm together. If you're huddled in with a group of people trying to create a problem solve, you've got spirit dropping things in everyone's heads and you're like, nah, 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 nah. So like something wound is helping for these aha moments. All of these wonderful things that we thought were impossible, hey, now they're possible, or now they might be possible, or let's work towards that possibility. What's the energy of the second week of February? Something is someone scared, afraid, weaknesses, polar opposites. Polar opposites. Oh, this is so funny. Okay. In the second week of February, like the smart, intelligent parts of ourselves see that the darkness, the shadow, the harmful, the hateful, the cruel, this kind of like dark mass is afraid and weak. Inside, the shell is power. The inside is emptiness, desperation. The healthy, resourceful, responsible, quality, high level mass of people is so very powerful. And inside, they're just full of all this power and all this light. It gets bigger, which means this gets more scared and more desperate. And the reaction that we see and the fear that we feel coming from this, the impact of the fear, the impact of the aggressive reactions is what this is made of. So when you feel fear, when you see what's coming from that, it is the energy of that you're feeling. It's actually like it becomes yours because of the impact. You feel the fear, so it hits you and like it embodies in us. So we're like, oh, I'm afraid. But the root is from that. That's how afraid they are. That's how desperate they are. So there's more of a like complete recognition of that. They're kind of like, they're saying like those smaller populations, the dark dangerous ones, like can be forceful, right? Which we obviously see, like have a big force out of like desperation. They're like last call. Like they're acting out of like last chance, last call. There's a pressure. There's an extreme pressure on that to do something. And it's almost like a pressure in like a really cold, icy bomb. It goes, they're even saying like explosion, but like exploitation, exploitative tactics, strategies. But so the second week is just, it becomes very clear that they're afraid and desperate and afraid of losing it all. And that this is where this is coming from. So, like, as painful, as harmful as the situation is, us gathering that very clear message, that information is the key. So then our creative problem solving becomes almost like, how do you make them see like how painful they are? What mirror do we hold up to break them down? What mirror of humanity, generosity, kindness, care, silence, stillness, gentleness, peaceful movement do they need to see to break them and to shut them down? There's art, there's music, there's stuff that's coming up that is coming from this like heartbroken place. And I'm just getting like it's not all like effective, at least on the surface of what we think we see, but it still penetrates that darkness. It's still worth it. It's still worth it to show up, to create, to hold up that mirror. I'm getting almost like, I don't know why this is what it is, but it's like to that darkness, it's like, I don't know, it's like your grandmother from heaven says hi or something, or like your grandmother from heaven is like sad for you. I don't know why. It's like there's something like that being reflected to them, like something spiritual or like mystical is trying to like penetrate them for a wake up call. And they're getting their wake up calls. They're just very closed off and ignoring them, and they're like powering through. We know what I'm talking about. I don't have to say it, but I wasn't expecting this to go there. I mean, we need it, but I wasn't expecting this to go there. But there is something about like the ways that we are gently, powerfully, but like poignantly communicating and reflecting. Like, would your grandmother approve of this? Like, what do you think your grandmother would think of you right now? What would your grandmother say to you right now? Something like that. There's a feeling of that. What's the energy of the third week of February? I gotta breathe. Whew, this is intense. Okay. Maybe that's the third week. Maybe that's why that just happened. Oh my God. Oh, okay, I'm getting a cramp in my foot too. All right, this is, yeah, this is to be stopped. Okay. Just breathe, to be stopped. Okay. Oof. A big wave. God damn. Sorry, excuse me. Didn't mean to say that. My foot, I have a really bad cramp in my right foot. Usually when I get cramps in my feet when I'm giving a reading, it's because I'm being told to be stopped, or that we are being stopped. So I guess in the third week, we're being stopped. Pressurized. So like our movement forward, right? In the last reading, I even said something about feet. Like when I see feet walking and they get stopped, like for various reasons, it's like, you're not moving forward, don't move forward. To be stopped in the third week. The third week is regenerative. We need to focus on our health and breathing. We need to be taking care of ourselves. For smoother sailing. When we're like caught off guard by something, when something happens and we're not prepared for it, we're less informed, right? We're less capable and able to show up in the ways that we would like to or would normally like to see ourselves. And like, this is the next level of that. So, like in the earlier parts of the month, how we felt kind of heavy and pulled in, this is more of just like a clean stop. We don't feel heavy, but we feel like ready. There's a strategy in stopping, observing. We're like listening better and watching better and reorganizing our plans. Yeah, so the third week is like take a beat, take a breath. Like you're gonna like, to be stopped. Like we're to be stopped. It's almost like everything, it's like stopped, freeze, like frozen in time. I feel like multiple angles of something going on, like stops time, stops us, all of us. Yeah, I just feel like it's something in the air. Fourth week. How are we doing? Fourth week. February. What's the energy of the fourth week of February? It's slow going. So like if in the third week it's like stopped, I see like slow going. In the fourth week is like kind of like one person goes out, another person goes out, another person goes out. It's like movements are slow going, but we're going. And I still feel like it's quiet. It feels like it's quiet outside. We're just being very careful with our moves. We're being very careful with our movements. There's a lot happening through like word of mouth, in person, under the radar. And it's working like that. I'm getting like there's revolutionary ways of being. And I'm getting like revolutionary, not like going out and fighting and taking down establishments. I'm getting like revolutionary ways of like meeting in person in community and having plans and strategizing. This is how I'm going to take care of you, and this is how you're going to take care of me, and this is how we're going to take care of each other. And they're like, it's like a clear return to humanity in your immediate environment, in your real life. It's like they're saying like the conclusion is what's happening right in front of you. Is everyone okay? Is everything okay? Take care of what's in your immediate environment. We're going to take care of each other. We're going to make sure nothing happens right here. We've got this. So these revolutionary ways of living, these revolutionary ways of being are very in-person, face-to-face, frontline. It's not they're calling it the flare of the media. It's like, I'm seeing like a flare, like a road flare. And then the whole world sees this one thing that happened. And suddenly when you see this one thing, yes, it happened. Yes, it's happening. But it's not happening in your immediate environment. But when you see that flare, it's a warning and you think it's everywhere. And it's not to say it can't come to you, right? So like let that flare be information of if, comma, when, ... right? We act like this. So I'm just seeing in the fourth week that like we're being more productive in person, in revolutionary ways, in peaceful, community-driven, loving, revolutionary ways of living and being. And revolution, I'm getting like revolutionary, drop the R, evolutionary. How are we evolving through this? How are we showing up capable, for the present and the future? I'm getting like not the past, right? The past is like there's something about missing parts. There's missing parts of the past. no repetition, like we're not trying to repeat the past. We're aware of the past for information and for messages and knowing what to do. We're digging deeper into like revolutionary ways of being, but we're also having to adapt it to current events, to current times. What world do we live in when we're dealing with modern technology? I'm getting tracking. Like we're dealing with these things where we're recognizing that like revolutionary ways of living and being are offline. It's not the internet. It's not the internet. It's real life. So how are we getting off the radar, offline, off grid, to have these peaceful, healthy lives? And I'm seeing peaceful, healthy communities, loving, supportive communities. And it's a bit of this under the radar, staying under the radar. If that's confirmation, that's the train coming by. Yeah, interesting. Interesting timing. This is a very intense reading. I'm sorry, guys, but we need it, right? All right. Anything else for the fourth week? I'm just getting like new revolutionary / evolutionary ways of living and ways of being. And they're like, it's okay. Like everything's going to be okay. But we have to like, they're like offline, off internet, off grid, off radar. Like, and they're like to you know who, right? Like you don't want certain groups of people knowing your strategy and your plan. So even when you're meeting in person, it's like maybe things don't go out. I mean, this is a little extreme, they're saying, but they're like, maybe strategies and plans don't go out in like mass emails or like certainly not on social media, but they go out in like letters in the mail, door to door, leaving letters, or meeting in community and taking notes, word of mouth, real time, in person. And it might seem extreme, but they're just saying it's really just a return to like basics, you know, basic communication, basic functioning. And just the impact of that is even like deeper and more meaningful. What's the most important message we need to know about February? Calm down. Your nervous system needs to be in preparation to be creative. It's okay, everything's okay, as long as you are self-responsible. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of who's in front of you. Be smart, be safe. Listen to your body. When it's a no, right? Your body's going to tell you to go somewhere or to not go somewhere. Start listening to your body. That's how spirit, that's how your past on loved ones, that's how your intuition is telling you to go away or to stay put or whatever. Start listening to your body very seriously. Whether or not you are considering yourself spiritually connected or a medium or connected to a higher guidance, it doesn't matter. It's coming through anyway. It's going to get louder and make you more uncomfortable. If you are not supposed to go somewhere and you push yourself for a million reasons why you think you should go there, even though everything inside of you is screaming you to stop, you're going to hurt yourself to make you stop. It is going to be that serious to make sure that you don't go somewhere so that you stay safe. Take it very seriously. When you feel a no in your body and everything around you, trust the no. Okay? Warmth, safety, ease, peace, love, community, like the people, the friends, all of that. Follow that, be in that, And like fall apart with each other, they're saying. Fall apart, cry, share your fears, like just let it all out, like be together in that very healthy, normal reaction to the terrible things that are happening, the horrors that are happening, the horrible ways that some people are being, the horrible ways that some people are living. But they're like 100%, there are more of you than them. 1,000%, 1,000,000%. But there's this fear action that's having an impact to people who are healthy and smart and intelligent, humane, connected to human species, to life, to the planet. So you feel what they're doing so deeply. And it's very sad. It's very sad. Anything else? What's the most important message we need to know for the month of February? They're saying calm down. Calm down. And the revolution has so many possibilities. Revolution, the evolution of the human species has so many possibilities. And they're like, this is the birth canal. This is the painful part. And on the other end, you are creating a beautiful world. Think of the world that you're creating. Think of your world. Think of the world that you want. Think of the world that you love. Think of even the nostalgia of like childhood and those special ways that you enjoyed your life, the wonders, the activities. They're like, plant the seeds for more of that in the future, in your future. All of that nostalgia, looking back, missing golden times, like whatever that was for you, all of those special pieces, plant them as seeds for your future, for the next generation, for your generation, the next generation. So keep looking forward, keep following your heart, keep listening to your body, keep trusting your intuition. If it's a no, it's a no. Don't go away, whatever. Just trust the alarms that are going off in your body. And they keep saying, calm down. It's a revolution. But it's going to happen in these very creative, beautiful, loving ways. They're even saying spiritual ways, and not like this fluffy, flighty, ungrounded ways, in these more powerful than ever ways, because this is extraordinary. This is superhuman. These are superpowers. If you can see the future, you're superhuman. If we can connect with our spirit guides, the Akashic Records, and higher intelligence, and the higher intelligence of the human species, we are very powerful. We are the most powerful. And that is a threat. That is a threat to people who don't have that, don't have access to it, don't know how to listen, don't have self-awareness, don't have empathy, don't care about the planet, don't care about animals, don't care about human life, don't care about children, don't care about anything, don't care about anyone. Hateful, hateful people. They're jealous and they're threatened by the most powerful. Those who love, those who believe in peace, those who believe in a beautiful world. Yeah, they just said they're threatened by you. And it's power struggles, like any abusive relationship, power struggles. And they're like, hey, and look, like they need guns, they need bombs to prove a point, because they lack the power of their voice, the integrity of their words. They lack true power as a human being. And so they have to hide behind dangerous weapons of violence to prove their power. They're like, how sad, how pathetic, and how desperate, how unnecessary. And they're like, don't worry, they don't have anything to stand on. You do. Your steps are going to get you higher and higher. Every step you take forward when you're ready, right? When you feel capable and resourced, every step you take is going to be a big step up and forward. Every step, the next thing, the next step they try to take, fall. They're going to fall in whatever way that shows up for them. But they're like, don't worry about that. You just worry about you. Calm down. As much as you can, right? This is a really intense reading. Okay. But they're like, you've got this, right? You've got this. Lean on your friends, your family, your mental health professionals. Lean on your spiritual self, your passed on loved ones. Believe in this. Stay open to it. Trust that it's coming through. Trust that you're going to get what you need. They're like, just breathe. Calm down. Just breathe. Okay. I'm going to stop. Okay. That was the Akashic Records collective reading on the month of February. I don't know what to say. I hope you got some very helpful information from that. Good luck with everything you're going through. Stay safe. And yeah, reach out if you want to talk about anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.